So to pull or not to pull. So for the collab units, you just need to be careful that you're saving enough pulls for the units after the collab units, because we're going to get very powerful Papal and Union units. And so you just need to make sure that if you are pulling on these units, that you have enough resources for them as well. But whether or not to pull, I think I'll talk more in detail about that later in the video. For now, we'll just focus on Falin, take a look at Falin, and I'll explain trait and her skills, and also why I think she's a good unit, and then you can make your decision whether or not you want to pull for Falin. So out of all the collab units, Falin is my favorite, and the reason she's so good is because she does damage reduction. She's a specialist in damage reduction, and I don't know of many units, if any, that can do what Falin does. So that's why I like Falin, because she can keep your team alive in order to beat some of the strongest bosses and strongest content. And I've already gone into detail about all of this in my full guide, but I'm gonna try and go through everything quickly today, and then just and also I have a better translation today than on my guide, so I can go over it faster. So let's go over her trait. And Falin, she's all about shields. So after she casts one of her class skills, she gets this well-trained effect, which increases her magic attack by 5% up to 3 stacks. Can be triggered 1 time per round. So she can increase magic attack up to 15% in 3 turns. So she's basically just scaling up as the battle progresses. After casting a class skill on allies, if the target doesn't have protective power, they gain protective power enhanced for 3 turns. And 2 random level 2 buffs for 2 turns. Otherwise, they gain protective power basic for 3 turns and 1 random level 2 buff for 2 turns. Each target can gain protective power up to 1 time every 2 turns. So basically, protective power is just basically a shield. She's going to provide a physical shield of a certain amount. So you have the basic and the enhanced version. The basic is a 25% magic attack shield, physical shield. The enhanced is a 35% shield. So any unit that doesn't have one of these shields, she's going to give them a 35%, the enhanced version. If they already have an enhanced version and she casts a skill on them again, a healing skill again, then they'll get a basic version. Also, it's only every 2 turns for every ally, so you can't stack this every single turn. You have to wait 2 turns, unfortunately. I think at later stars only can she start to stack shields. And as we move up to rank 2, the stacks can go up to 4 stacks, so she can scale up to 20% magic attack. That's all that changes there, I think. And then at rank 3, the shields go to a level 2 version, so basic 2, which is going to be 40% shield, and as well as the enhanced version will be a 60% shield. So the shields increase in value, but also you're also going to have damage taken reduced by 15%. So yeah, you're also getting that 15% reduction in all kinds of damage. So even though it's a physical shield, she's reducing all kinds of damage as well. So that's why rank 3 is great, because it's going to give her bigger shields, much bigger shields, and she's going to give damage reduction for her allies. So now you can see how good she is at keeping allies alive, and that's what she specializes in. She does that better than Tyr, better than Coco. So as a support, she's all about that. At rank 4, so I'm not seeing any changes at rank 4, except for in the last sentence here it says when you give an ally one of these shields, then Falin also gains a basic shield, a protective power basic. So it's only at rank 4 that she can give herself shields, which is important to note. So she needs almost every rank. And then at rank 5, she can increase magic attack by 8%, up to 4 stacks each turn. She can scale quite well into the battle. And remember, you want to increase her magic attack, because the higher magic attack, the higher physical shields she can give to everyone. And then the other change at rank 5 is going to be each target can gain protective power up to 1 time per round. So only at rank 5 can she stack shields every turn. Usually you have to wait every second turn before you can get more shields from her. But now you can stack it, which is huge. You could go up to, you can keep all your allies up to maximum shields, which has a lot of benefits. And so she fits in well with the new Union units who love shields, especially Camelot. He does more damage, more shields he has. Yserine's also about shields. So she could fit in well with that team if the need arises. And now for her skills. So firstly at rank 1, she has a very important skill on the left here. Heal all allies within 3 tiles of her for 30% magic attack. Dispel 1 debuff and grants them stay safe for 2 turns. Targets within 2 tiles receive an additional 20% healing. So she can give a 50% heal if possible if she's close to allies. It's a very good heal. And then she also gives them this buff, Stay Safe, which after being attacked, the character recovers HP equal to 30% of Falin's magic attack. So she's giving everybody 30% regen as well. So really, again, she's keeping everybody alive. It's a very good heal with dispels. And even if units get hit, they're staying topped up. That's what she does. On the right, you can ignore that because that's just an instant single target healing skill, Bandage. And then on the left side, we have energy restoration, which I always run on her because she needs this extra energy to spam recovery magic every turn. So she can just keep healing, keep giving shields out. Otherwise, she doesn't have enough energy. So I always run this energy restoration. I also Castaliaed the Aura, Field Aura, for allies within 3 tiles of her. AoE damage taken is reduced by 40%. when they have a shield. Otherwise, AoE damage taken is only reduced by 25%. So she's reducing all types of AoE damage, not just physical damage. She's also going to protect you from magical AoE bosses who do AoE damage, as long as they have a shield. And it can be a physical or a magical shield. So this aura is important. When you huddle your team together, you survive big hits, and she's helped me to clear very strong bosses that only she could do. Tyr couldn't do anything for us, even though he does damage sharing. That's not damage reduction. I think the only unit that may be able to compete with her that I know of is Ysserine, maybe, because she also has massive damage reduction. But yeah, this is why I'm happy I pulled on Falin, and I think she's a good unit for this. On the left here at rank 5 we have Selfless Rescue. It's a reaction when a non-summoned unit ally within 3 tiles of her takes fatal damage from a single target attack, triggers resolve, then sacrifice 60% of her HP, swaps positions with the target, and restores 90% of the target's HP. Can be triggered up to 2 times per battle, which is a lot of times. It is a 5-turn cooldown. So this is a great, powerful skill, and she's gonna save a lot of your units when you don't even expect it. And she will trigger resolves, won't die, and then she'll also just sacrifice 60% of her health to swap positions with whoever's going to die, and then she's gonna even heal them, top them up with HP again. So amazing skill, a very, very cool skill. And protection of light on the right, but you definitely want to go for the one on the left. And then rank 7, teleportation magic. I've never used the skill once. I went for it because it looks unique to her, but I've never practically used it once. So I've had to unfortunately waste another Castalia here. It's a support, it's not an instant. You can just you can teleport all allies who have her shields towards her. Before teleporting, she'll heal the allies being teleported by 70% of magic attack, dispel all control effects, and grant them 2 random level 2 buffs. So yeah, that's what it is. It's quite expensive, but the skill on the right is just paramount for her. This is what makes her feel more like, helps her to fulfill Tyr's role as an energy battery. It's an instant, you know, she's gonna restore energy to everyone in a very big area, and so that gives her more utility to the team as well. So I prefer running this on her. And then we have rank 9 for basic attacks. She's got a nice ranged basic attack here. 80% magical damage, magic defense down 2. If she's next to the target, the effect changes to a knockback. It becomes a knockback. And 30% chance to inflict stun. So it's both a ranged and a melee attack. So she can even knock back enemies if she's next to them. Rank 11, I went with a skill on the left here. It's another aura. For all allies within 3 tiles of her, attack is increased by 16% when they have a shield. Again, when they have a shield. Otherwise, attack is increased by 8%. So she's got 2 of these auras. The one increases their attack if they have shields. The other one increases their AoE defense if they have a shield. So yeah, a nice aura there. The one on the right is support instant, converts 2 debuffs on all allies within 3 tiles of her into random level 2 buffs and grants them immunity to attribute debuffs for 2 turns. After casting, if the target has no debuffs, restores HP equal to 40% of the caster's magic attack and grants them damage up to. So yeah, I just never used this. I never found a situation where I needed this. I don't know. Maybe it's one of those boss fights where everyone has debuffs and you need to remove the debuffs. This would be good. But you can use the Empress anyway, as well as that that cube that also removes debuffs. But this thing, yeah, this thing's healing doesn't compare. This is the best healing skill she has. It does the most healing. It can do up to 50% healing, and it's giving them regen. And a dispel is in there as well. Plus, so as long as she casts a class skill, this is a class skill, then she's going to give everyone that protective power that we've read in a trait. So you just by casting this, you're giving all these benefits, plus you're giving everyone the shields. So at rank 3, you're giving shields and you're giving damage reduction. So that's why this is a key skill for her, in my opinion. For her liberation skill, it's a unique one. It's another aura effect when any protective power, so when any shield is destroyed on any ally within 3 tiles of her, she restores 40% of their HP and grants them damage reduction 2 for 2 turns. Allies within range with any protective power have their crit increased by 15% and inflict no reaction skill on enemies before attacking 2 turns. So I've pushed this all the way to level 3 just to get the reward bonus for activating a level 3 skill. That's the only reason I've done it on Falin. You could stop at 1 or 2. But this is a really great again. So she's already giving people, what is it, 30% regen if they get hit with her recovery magic skill. And she's also giving them 15% reduction in damage. But then this thing is going to give them another damage reduction too. Again. Plus another regen of 40%. So again, she's keeping allies topped up. She's keeping them protected. She does it better than anyone else, I think. So if you just want to stay alive for the hardest of content and survive missions, beat missions like Tower Adversity or big bosses and stuff, then Falin is really gonna help you for that, and that's what would make her worth pulling, I guess. But there could be other units that could do maybe similar things to her. I'm thinking of Ysarind. It's the only one that comes to mind. If you guys know any other units that have such good damage reduction, then let us know. But this is what gives her value. And just looking at her gear here, so I'm running this reorganized cube on her, you know, for the healing, the removing debuffs. I got the space-time ring to help her be a little bit more mobile and to give her that extra magic attack, which will contribute to bigger shields. And yeah, you really want to get a good magic attack roll as well if you can. That's just going to give you bigger shields. I'm just running basic gear on her. She does come with this, I'm not sure if it's a trinket or a weapon, but she comes with this astral gear, which works wonders for her. Magic attack and health. This is 5 stars, are increased by 8%. And when releasing a professional skill on one's own team, if they have a shield, the shield value will be increased by 15%. If the target is near death state, the shield will be increased to 20%. Converts 1 debuff possessed by the target into level 2. I mean, a little bit more shields. This is rank 5, so I really don't think this thing is worth getting all the way to rank 5. And if it's not worth getting to rank 5, I don't think it's worth even just getting 1. I'm not sure. It's just worth the investment for this. Unless you have the resources, then there are alternatives. And so yeah, whether or not I think you should pull on Falin or Marseille, it depends on you know what's around them as well. There's going to be very strong units around them. So like a lot of must pull units like Credenza, Samantha SP, Serene SP, Misa maybe, Camelot. So it's just non-stop pulling around Falin and Marseille. So it's a good time to save up. So that, you know, that determines whether or not you want to pull on them or not. I like what someone suggested in the comments. What he usually does is he pulls 20 pulls on units he's not sure about, and then he just gets them for free. And if he misses them, then it just contributes to his pity anyway. So you don't have to go all in if you're gonna pull them, but you do have to have the discipline to do that kind of strategy. But yeah, so that's what I would suggest you pull for these units if you're like fans. If you watch the Dungeon Meshi anime and you like these units, that's a good reason to pull as well. Marseille, in terms of Marseille, I don't have her, so I can't say for sure, but she seems kind of like a B-Tech Karis, but that may be harsh. She does borrow skills from Karis, so I don't know. She's very good for AoE, and she'll help, you know, defeat slimes in the Tower of Adversity and things like that. So she'll have a unique usage for her, but you're not going to run Marseille probably in your auto team, in your main team. And the same with Falin, you know, she has unique situations, a bit more use. There's a lot more content where she's needed. Tower of Adversities, big bosses. So I would put Falin just a little bit above Marseille. But it's really up to you. I'm just giving as much advice as I can, or opinion as I can. And so if we look at Falin's strengths, just putting her next to Coco, who is another support unit. You can see she's going to be focused on support, debuffs. She's a team player. And yeah, it's not the greatest stats, but don't let this fool you. She's in terms of her uniqueness, the fact that only she can keep your team alive like that, you know, you can't really put that on the chart. But yeah, nothing in DPS obviously. AoE, she's got a bit of 7 there for AoE, a bit of AoE in healing support, given a 9, very good. She's giving powerful shields, the most shielding that any unit can do. I think it's her. And not just shielding, but that's going to be damage reduction as well, and a lot of regen and healing, all of that in one. So I've given her a 9 there. Debuffs is an 8. Tank, she's not tanky. 4. Speed 3. Slow as a healer. Movement 4. Range, not that great, but that's fine. 6. Auto is just average as well. Team player 8. She's a support unit. And then resource investment 7. I've given her 7 because like she needs every rank basically to keep evolving. Rank 4 is where she can finally heal herself, and then rank 5 is where she can finally give stack shields, which will be insane. Your teams will constantly have physical shields, especially if you're fighting physical enemies. If you have Fallen at rank 5, they just won't be able to get anywhere near your team. But that's just too much of an investment for a unit like Fallen, considering the units that are coming out around her. Difficulty is not that difficult, but you do need to understand what she does, which is why I would recommend you watch my guide so that you can see what she does and how she does it. Otherwise you won't get her. You'll think she's just a healer that provides a few shields here and there, but she's more than that. Cool or not, a little bit more than 5. I've given her a 6, and future proof as well. Yeah, so that's all I'm going to say about Falin, and yeah, if you like Falin, I think that's also a good reason to pull for her. Anyway guys, I'll see you in the next one. God bless.